A keen boxer in his youth, Nelson Mandela would later use sports to heal South Africa's racial wounds. In 1960, security forces shot dead 67 protesters in the black township of Sharpeville. In response, the International Olympic Committee banned South Africa from the Games. Another flashpoint came 4 years later when Basil d'Oliveira, a mixed-race South African cricketer, was selected by English club team the MCC to tour his homeland. Mixed-race teams were banned in South Africa. Then Prime Minister John Vorster strongly defended segregation and the tour was abandoned.
The team as constituted now is not the team of the MCC. It is the team of the anti-apartheid movement.
Anti-apartheid protesters targeted South African teams, like this rugby match in London in 1970. Several major sports federations boycotted South Africa. Speaking in 1995, Nelson Mandela described the power of the boycotts.
Against sports, you see, they were really paralyzed. There was nothing that they could do. And for them, to be regarded as the polecat of the world, and to be isolated from sports completely was one of the biggest blows against South Africa.
The end of apartheid prompted a rapid return to the international fold. Sports like cricket and rugby used to be seen as symbolic of white domination in South Africa. But Nelson Mandela turned that on its head and used sport to unite a nation. Dr. Ali Bacher was captain of the South African cricket team in 1969.
He was smart, because he knew how important sport was to the people of this country. And ultimately, when Nelson Mandela was released from prison, it was unbelievable what happened in this country. The doors started to open.
On home turf in 1995, South Africa beat the favoured New Zealand All Blacks in the Rugby World Cup final. Nelson Mandela, by then president, presented the trophy wearing the South African Springbok jersey. Again, Dr. Ali Bacher.
And I was there, and the whole crowd were chanting, "Nelson, Nelson, Nelson." They loved him.
Rugby, once divisive, united the country. In the following years, the world's biggest sports stars, like former heavyweight boxing champion Muhammad Ali, met Nelson Mandela. He helped South Africa win the right to host the 2010 Football World Cup and made his last public appearance at the final. And it was in the same Johannesburg stadium where, fittingly, South Africans bid their final farewell to Nelson Mandela in this week's memorial. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, Johannesburg.